So now for this same system, we will go for the normalization process, right? There are different ways to go for a normalization. One is the way from ER to normalization, that is the ER diagram to relational mapping you can do. Okay, there are certain rules to do that type mapping. If you do that, you will reach to first normal form automatically. Okay, if you follow that rule, you will reach to first normal form automatically. But as we want to learn normalization, we will not do that type of a steps. We will do it from the scratch, right? So let's consider for this one invoice. Okay. So we will draw the invoice here. Right? If I am having an invoice, there will be order number, right? That is what you can say your GUI, right? Then you can have the order date, right? Then you are having customer name, customer address, right? Then you can say delivery date, something here, your company logo will be there, and then down you will be having the details of your items, right? So that will be your serial number, you can say item ID, you can have the item name or description of the item, then you will say there will be a quantity, then there will be a price for this, and then you will be having total of it. So you can have the multiple items in this, right? So for example, my item code starts with the I100, I200, I500. Okay, let's say pen, book, so I said notebook, right? And let's say pencil, quantity for example 10, right? And price is also 10, right? This is how it will work, and according to that we will get the total out of it. Now you understand why total is derived attribute, right? So this is what invoice came to you, right? So according to the invoice, we will be having what? Unnormalized data, right? So we will think about why we want to go for a normalization, okay, and what we will achieve after this. Okay, so need of normalization. Okay, why we should do the normalization? One thing, if you think, if you keep the table like this, so what will be our table? So we are saying I am having a invoice table. Okay, in the invoice table what will be there? Okay, let's say order number, right? Then we are having order date, then delivery date, then we are having customer ID need to be there, right? Then customer name, customer address, right? Then we are having items, right? So in a one order we can have the item ID, item name, right, quantity and the price. Again we need to go for a item ID 1. We cannot have the same column names, right? right? Then what will be happening? Item name 1, quantity 1, price 1. Many? In one order there can be 1, in second order there can be 10, third order 5. It is possible. So according to that we have to give columns. That means we will be repeating it out, right? So this is repeated group, and then we are having what? That is the order total, right? This is what will be the unnormalized data. Unnormalized data, right? What is happening? Same item is ordered in 100 orders. That means that item name is repeated. That means we are having duplication. And when we started discussing about DBMS advantage, we said that reduced redundancy. We used the word reduce redundancy, right? So here it is not there. So we have to achieve that. So why we need to go for a normalization? First, foremost, what is there? We want to have the reduced redundancy. Spelling चुकलो. Right? Now, if this type of a table is created, how many columns for this you will give? Okay, you are saying one column for all these things. Okay, that is what you are saying. If it is needed that particular item is not there, so when we are going to give the order, we will tell that this item and this quantity is not there, so we are not sending you this. Now we'll send you later. How you will identify if in the one column we are having multiple values? Getting the point? In a one column you are having multiple values. How you will identify this item number is having this name is having this quantity, and this quantity is having this price? I hope you had done in a C string manipulation. ये तो सिंगल एरे हो गया. सिंगल एरे का ये पार्ट आइटम कोड है और इस आइटम कोड के लिए ये आइटम नेम है. ये फाइंड आउट करना कितना आसान हो जाएगा ना. Very easy one, right? We said faster access, easy modification. These are the advantages of the DBMS. So how it is possible? That means we have to give a single column for it. So if order is having 10 items, then for the 1, 2, 3 like this we need to repeat the columns. Then only we can say for this item, this is the item name, this is the quantity, this is the price. This is the one way, right? But where is the structural stability? As one order can have 10 items, one order can have one item, and one order can have 50 items. Every time if your table structure is changing, what will happen to your select statement? Will it be stable? We said we are having data independency. If your select statement is changing according to the order, where is data independency? Right? We say data independency, right? Now you understand. For that order we want to check for the items, how many columns you will select will vary according to the order and order. So what will be happen with your front end and the maintenance of it? Every time you will say, no, please check how many items are there and then write the select statement. Then we will provide your front end, because how many rows should be given here will vary. This is how you will tell. Java and .NET developers, right? So somewhere there should be what? Stability. Robust design should be there, right? So we want structural stability. Right? So if stability is not there, our select statement is changing. Your insert statement will also change. Your update statement will also change. Now you understand the insert statement. Right? So everything will keep on changing. So we want that stability also. Getting the point? Right? Then what else is needed? Now we will think about it. That is called as we will remove the anomalies. Okay, removing the anomalies, modification anomalies. What is that? We will think about it. Okay, first of all, we will have the solution for this problem. That is the stability. When we are going for stability and we are removing the anomalies, are we reducing the redundancy or not? That we will see. Okay, so how it is done? So this is why normalization we are doing, right? How we will be doing the normalization? That is what we are having certain rules for doing it. That is called as a normal forms. Okay, so normal forms, that is the first normal form. Okay, from the first normal form we will go to the second normal form. From the second normal form we will go to the third normal form. Okay, as such industry requirement is up to third normal form, but depends on your system to system, you can go for the further normal forms also. So we are having Boy's Code normal form, fourth normal form, then fifth normal form, and the domain key normal form. Okay, we will not be discussing about it. I will just introduce about this one. Okay, but we will see this normal forms. Now you will say, why I am not discussing about this? Because there is no strict way or fixed way to do it. These things depends on actually what data will be present in the system. That data should be looked and then you need to work on this. Okay, while all these things are structural. So we know the structure, so we can think about the structure and we can work with it. So that is why up to third normal form is recommended, right? Like if I am saying a student system, here student can take multiple courses, right? That means student can have multiple courses. But if I go to the university, student can take only one degree course. Only one degree course I am saying, right? Cannot. So depends on the institute to institute, college to college, how many courses you can apply varies. So it depends on that particular system will be having what data, and according to that things will vary. So that's why we are not going for this normal forms, we will be discussing only this many normal forms. Okay, so I'll just give you the names for this and then we will work with this. From here we will try to go for each and everything what we are achieving. So first normal form is known as a flat file. Okay. Second normal form is known as IT. Partial dependency. And the third normal form is known as transitive dependency. BCNF, Boyce Codd normal form. This is also known as a trivial dependency. But as I said, it is quite complex. We will just introduce about it. You should know up to third normal form. Fine with it? Boyce Codd's. I said about the Codd, na? With boys. Okay.